I had a roommate who was 5'11", and as soon as he switched to say he was 6 foot, those mutual matches came rolling in. Which I don't get. Like, to be 6 foot is like 3% of the population.
Yeah.
Don't feel
Really?
bad if you wallop me.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: if females really wanted to do that, all they have to do is just go for that 3% of the population, and suddenly that 3% starts to grow because natural selection.
Yeah, but that's going to take a couple hundred years. And it's mostly diet-based, actually. The more animal protein you eat. It's not veggies. Veggies make you short, not tall. That's why the Romans were short, is they all ate veggies and grain. I'm not making that up either. This is like my period of history is Iron Age.
That would have killed me.
Yeah, what do you know?
Oh, do you know the average height of a Viking? 5'8".
That's how tall I am.
It makes you feel pretty good. It's like, oh.
Yeah, tall as a Viking.
I mean, the modern Danes are like 6'1", but
Yeah.
back then,
Well, like here's the thing: if you go to like some old structures, their like door entry height is like 5 foot, and so it's like average
Yeah.
height must be lower than that.
Well,
Otherwise, you're
average
definitely
height
part of it.
is
Some of it is
lower.
Roman, and some of it is it's easier to heat and cool a building that's smaller.
Well, the average
Yeah, that's
height
fair.
of all humans was just generally lower.
Yeah.
Farther back
It's
you
the
go.
malnourishment. It's the
Well,
you
it's-
you figure you're going to be starving for a couple weeks out of any given year. I mean, that happens as a kid. It stunts your growth. So really, just since the invention of penicillin, so you avoid certain diseases that inhibit growth,
Mhm.
and since GMOs really.
Yeah, just being able to grow more food for less. Well, which I find so funny that some people are like, "Oh, GMO is so bad." I'm like,
Do
it's,
you want to starve?
it's all GMO is doing is, hey, corn plant that usually produces 4 ears of corn can now produce 20 ears of corn.
And I would consider selective breeding just archaic GMO.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what's the difference between taking 600 years to make corn this big,
Yeah.
versus 5 months to make it this big, this big? Like,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
no
yeah,
difference to me.
yeah. Yeah. It's like
I like my GMOs. They taste better.
it's because they can actually like we're starting to understand genetics to the point where it's like, oh, we can now make things just taste sweeter. So you want broccoli that tastes like sugar? Here you go. It's still got all the health benefits of broccoli.
You know, another cool one, people have been getting taller, but our body temperatures have been going down. And we don't know why. We started measuring average like human temperature, like body temp in like 1850.
Yeah.
And every
with
generation
Fahrenheit,
it's
I think.
gone down.
Yeah, because I know
It's been going-
Fahrenheit is supposed.
It's
It
about
was
Fahrenheit.
yeah. It was supposed to be 100. That was the human body temperature, but his wife had a fever.
No, it was 99. It used to be 99.4 was the average human body temp. And now we're down to 98.2. You say 98.6, that's what you grew up with, but it's every year goes down by like 0.02 or 0.05. And we don't know why. And the hypothesis is that we're healthier, and so there's less inflammation in the body.
It's
Because if you're always bruised, if you're always sore, if you always have like a tiny bit of parasite in your body,
that's
you'll be
fair.
inflamed. So that's the theory, but we don't know why. But we're getting colder. Getting colder. Global warming, human cooling.
Or maybe it's linked. But, brain. All I know about the Fahrenheit thing is that his wife had a fever technically when he was taking measurements, and so that's the reason why the human body temperature was like, instead of being 100, it was actually like
I believe it.
90 something.
I prefer most of the imperial measurements, but Celsius is one that I think would be a beneficial change. Because I like imperial because of the culture.
No, that is fair. Here's my thing. Celsius is good when you're measuring things by water. Fahrenheit is good when you're measuring things by how it feels to the human body, and I like
Only in
Fahrenheit
America. In Europe, they don't say it feels. No, 21.5 is a normal thing to say. It feels 21.5 out.
Mm-hmm.
So you just say it feels more normal to measure in Fahrenheit because you're American.
Well, here's
That's a
also
cultural one.
well, here's also my thing is that the difference between like 10 degrees Celsius and 11 degrees Celsius is much bigger than 10 degrees Fahrenheit and 11 degrees Fahrenheit.
Not a whole ton. So I mean, the rule with Celsius is 0 is freezing, 10 is cool, 20 is nice, 30 is warm. Like that's the shortcut you can do. And over there, they don't have to do it. It's the same as when they used imperial currency in Britain before they switched to a decimal system. So 20 shillings to a pound, 12 pence to a shilling. Base 240, which is very good for mathematicians. Tell me, have you ever tried to split $5 3 ways?
It doesn't work.
Works with imperial currency. That was a good point. I like all of our archaic measurements.
There.
A
Like,
league, a league is how far you
Got
can
my
walk in
hand.
an hour.
Break my face.
An acre is the amount of land an ox can pull in a day, plow in a day. It's more human.
mm-hmm.
It's less
I
cold.
think a foot is just a better measurement than a meter.
Ow.
Generally.
Got my hand too.
I
I
mean,
mean,
just
I have a
better.
foot, and my foot is the same length as my forearm. And even if my foot isn't actually 1 foot, it's close enough.
it's rough.
I've used
Yeah.
this to this for a foot more
I
often
think,
than I
I
thought
think the
meters.
empirical system should have a, since the,
I mean,
what did you say?
my thing is that
Imperial system has feet and it has yards. I think
Did you find
metric
more?
system should have meters and then something else that's close to it. That's a third of a meter.
Decimeters. That would be a third of a foot.
I barred you, but I didn't do anything with it.
I think more of a third of a meter because that's.
I know, I'm just saying, like, that's the closest they have.
yeah. But like, here's my thing: is that I wish our imperial system wasn't so kind of random on some of the numbers. It's like, all right, 12 inches to a foot. Alrighty, now can we just do a 12 base counting system up from that?
12 base counting system is actually really great.
Yeah, like, all right, 1 yard is 12 feet.
But again, if you look at the origin, it makes sense. A yard isn't actually 3 feet. A yard is from your navel to your outstretched finger. That's 1 yard.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, 12 inches to a foot. My foot is only 8.5 inches.
Yeah.
But that's a lot easier than in the UK. It's like size 50 for inches. If you ever gone
Well, like
shopping
this
in
is-
Europe for European sizes, it's awful.
Well, this is supposed to be roughly an inch.
Yeah, the rule of thumb.